speaking today with Chaplain Tom Baker, and we've just had a wonderful introduction to our Stories from the Heart,
Right.
which came about from the Service Council.
Right.
And those are shared by our CEO and President, Ron Peterson,
Right.
with all of the staff.
All the staff, right.
Because all of our staff has their own email address, so they receive the email so that
Right.
we can stay in communication with each other.
Right.
Because it's like a little city within a city.
It is. It is. It is a city within a city, and it's always interesting to me that some of our folks can't get to our emails, or they don't get to their emails till later because they're on the floors, and so
Sure.
it's always interesting to me that they hear about the stories by word of mouth.
From-
Someone read it and then they start telling it. So it's really interesting, that happens, because I think the stories are just, I call them small moments. They're nothing huge.
Yeah.
Nothing big really happened, but someone noticed that someone cared at the moment they needed it.
Right.
And it could be as simple as someone held my hand while I was getting this test done.
Because I was scared by the test.
Because I was scared, right?
Yeah.
Or I didn't know what was
Yep.
going on.
Yep.
Right. So, or someone, got some food or some water for me when I needed it, or someone heard my request and got it done. So it's,
Right.
excuse me, it's always fascinating to me that happens almost every day, and it's every day that we get those stories from the heart, and it reminds me of what we're all about, what's really important.
And what's important, and I loved what you said earlier, that it's a calling.
Right.
Yeah, for our nurses.
I think it
yeah.
is. I think a lot of our staff really see themselves as not just there to get a paycheck.
Right.
I mean, let's face it, we all like a paycheck. We all
Sure.
need it to get along.
We need a roof. And
we need a roof and food. That's
yeah.
important stuff. And I realize that. But I think more importantly, every day our staff see that what they do impacts lives. And I think
Very
a
much so.
lot of our staff would say they get back much more than they give. And they kind of leave with a sense of, wow, I actually got something done today. I'm leaving with a sense of purpose. Even on those days when you're leaving, and it's night and it's late and you've had a really hard day, I think some
Those
of
are
our folks,
long shifts.
yeah, some of our stuff, our folks would say, oh gosh, that was really hard today, but I'm glad I was there when someone needed me.
Yeah.
Or it got really hard, and I was glad that a staff listened to me. I was able to talk to someone about it. If
And
it
that's
was
the role that you play.
Yeah, usually that's me or
Oftentimes.
that's someone else,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Now, you also have volunteers that
Oh,
help
right.
you.
Yeah.
Talk to us about
wow.
that.
Yeah, our spiritual care volunteers do amazing work. Right now, I think we have like anywhere from 12 to 14 folks, and so they come when they can. I don't we don't really have a schedule. Some like schedules, and they like to come every Tuesday at
Yeah.
from 8 to whatever, or they like to come every Wednesday, whatever, and I'm fine with that. Other folks come when they can. I have some volunteers who work on the Mercy ships, and they come when they're back in town.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
so the schedule is really flexible, for folks if
Are you
they're
s-
interested in being spiritual care volunteers. I'm always open to having someone be a spiritual care volunteers, and my spiritual care volunteers, I kind of do training with them one-on-one. I kind of sit down and talk to them about important stuff like the HIPAA stuff and confidentiality, and
Right.
and then all the stuff about, we're not really here to represent our tradition or the way we believe. We're here to give care, comfort, and support. We're here to kind of be there for that person and listen to them and be present with them. And so that's really important too. And so then I kind of they can follow me for a day or two, kind of see what I do.
Yeah.
And not that I'm, doing it perfectly, but
I-
they follow me around. And
I think you do just fine, Tom.
I know, I'm just kidding. But then I kind of follow them around and just kind of give them little pointers and stuff. But our pastoral care volunteers average easily about anywhere from 170 to 180 visits a month.
Wow.
Now, if you think about that, that's pretty amazing.
It is.
Because I'm the department, spiritual care department. Big word, but I'm the department.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
And so I really rely on those spiritual care volunteers, and they visit floors. Some of them hang out in waiting rooms, which is such an important thing to do.
That is incredibly important.
Yeah, just even if you're getting coffee for folks and just
Yeah.
chatting with them, or just sitting with
Just
them.
to alleviate some of those fears.
Right,
I mean, 'cause
exactly.
they're just scared to
Right,
death.
because
that
I
they're-
think so many of us, so many folks here, it's true for all of us, but my experience here is that there's a lot of folks who have family, and family is important to them, but they're kind of spread out.
Yeah.
And even if they're living in Arkansas, it's going to take them a while to get here.
Yeah, exactly.
So, so they need that person to kind of be with them in that moment when they need someone. And our spiritual care volunteers do that, I mean, all the time. And they come from a variety of traditions, and a couple of them have no tradition whatsoever. They don't really have a church home. They do this on their own. So,
just
so I
care
think
about human
they
beings.
care about human beings, and
Yep.
they want to be there to offer support to people. That's important to them. So I always encourage people that, you know, you don't have to be the saint to do this. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be the person who knows how to pray perfectly.
Yeah, yeah.
You just need to be a person who cares, who wants to be there with another human being, and like I said, knows how to listen to someone. If you really think about it,
That's what it's all about.
That's what we really need, is someone who's going to be present with us, listen to us, and say, you know, I might be able to. I can't fix it all. I wish I could make it go away. There's lots of days when I wish I had that magic wand to take away everybody's pain. I can't.
It's hard to see.
But
yeah, hard
it's
to watch.
hard to watch and hard to see. But to stand there in that moment and be with someone and just say, you know, I'm going to be present with you. That's what we all need.
Exactly.
I mean, I just remember, maybe some of our folks remember, you know, when 9/11 happened and you picked up the phone to call somebody and you couldn't get through. I think everybody kind of remembers that.
I certainly do.
No matter where you lived in the country,
Right.
that happened.
Right.
Even if you were in California, as far as away you can get from what happened in New York, that still happened. That's because we all realize that we are connected, and when something happens that we don't understand or something bad happens, we just want to be with another person. We just want to hear that voice. We just want to be comforted or give comforting or reach out and offer
Right.
comforting. So I think that connection is so important.
It's absolutely crucial.
right,
And
right.
like we said before, it's all part of the healing process.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we really need to remember how important it is for us just to be with each other. You know, today we can get all wrapped up in how many divisions are between us and, you know, red state, blue state, you know,
Yeah.
whatever, conservative,
Yeah.
liberal, all those things. But we forget what we
What
have in
connects
common
us.
is our humanity, our need, our caring, our love, and our, you know, that's what is, hopefully that's what I hang on to.
I love to have you on the show. I love to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's you get
enjoy
a
being
great
here.
message. You get a
Thanks.
great message out.
Thanks.
If someone was watching and they thought that this would be a good something that they could truly do,
Right.
would they contact you directly?
I think they would do best by contacting me directly, and of course they would have to go through the volunteer training with Becky and all that, but that's, you know, that's a 1 day or 2 day training.
Orientation type things.
Orientation. It's
Yeah.
really not that difficult. And then, but they want to contact me, they can certainly call me. It's 508-7750 is my number, I think.
7750?
I never call myself, so I'm thinking it is.
Okay, it's
508-7750 is my office number. They can email me at tbaker@baxterregional.org, or, you know, if they see me walking in the hallways, they can stop me, or, you know. So I think there's lots of different ways, but if you want to reach out and call me, that's great, or call the hospital and ask for the chaplain. They'll connect you with me. So.
508-1000.
Yeah, 508-1000 is the hospital, and
All right.
and, yeah, so that's a lot of ways people get a hold of me, and I encourage people to call me, because if they come to the hospital and they go to my office, which is on the second floor next to the chapel, I'm usually not there.
I was going to say you're seldom there because you're out taking care of other people. Yeah.
So I'm usually not there.
Chaplain Tom, please come back and see us again
I'd be
very
happy
soon.
to. Thank
All
you.
right. Delightful to have you today.
Great, thank you so
Thank
much.
you
And
so
thank you
much.
for all your good work.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
You're
And
welcome.
thank you for joining us today for BRMC's Healthy Connections.
Okay.